Greetings, brothers and sisters. Welcome to the first episode of Power to the People, a show where we like to bring social awareness to the front street and give a platform to Black business owners and entrepreneurs. Today we have a guest, my brother Glenn D. Andrews. What's up, brother? How you doing?
I am doing fantastic.
That's good, brother.
Blessed.
Okay.
Blessed.
Yo, so H&K. Explain to us what H&K is about and what brought that to fruition for you. What brought that? What made you do H&K?
Heroes and Kings is a combination of things. It's a combination of my experiences, my business partner experiences, as well as all the brothers and sisters I've met in my lifetime. And you know, as someone who's been blessed and been given a lot of opportunity, you know, luckily I met a brother named Hotep, and in our conversations talking about Marcus Garvey and just what Black men do, he was just like, bro, you need to branch this out and get that information out, because a lot of our brothers and sisters are not seeing an OG like you, right. And you need to get that information out, because you told me something that I didn't even think about. And from that, it became just me realizing that, you know, being within that corporate structure, I was limited to what I could do, right. But I needed to take that capital and what I'm learning there and apply it to how can I reach brothers and sisters and give back. Right. Good stuff. Okay, so when was that founded? What year did you start H&K in? The idea really started in 1988, as we was talking before. It was something I saw when I was on a different career path. I just literally saw I was gonna be a sheriff, and I literally saw the sheriff bus pull up, and everybody that got off that bus was Black, you know, and wow. and that right there just it didn't sit right with me. And I had already read Francis Cress Wesseling. I already knew about Marcus Garvey, right. and Carter G. Woodson and Tuskegee and everything that had taken place within the diaspora. So I said, you know what? I just can't take a job where I can't make a difference. And exactly. And I think that's a big problem that we have with a lot of our brothers policing in the community. Yeah. You get police that get out there and they, you know, want to show up for the white cop. Yeah. You know, and it's hard because you would think that brothers that get in that position would try to build some type of relationship and make a change within the inner community, in the inner city, in the ghettos and stuff like that. But no, you see police out. It hurt my heart, man, when I see police out there, you know, dogging brothers, man, you know, and stuff like that, man. That hurt my feelings, man. So what's your vision for H&K? Where do you see this going within the next 5 to 10 years? The vision of it right now, this right here is just kind of a symbolic representation of Heroes and Kings. The whole idea behind Heroes and Kings is, as Black men, that's period. That ends right there. We need not add any other title or definition behind that. Mm-hmm. There's what boys do. There's what men do. That's right. And then men are, and some of us men are fathers, and our children, our wives, and our community look at us as heroes and kings. Mm-hmm. I'll take it even further. I say not only are we the heroes and kings, we are the gods, and our children are the gifts. Because within one of our kids could be the cure of cancer, but because this world is structured, they're not getting that opportunity or that avenue, or it's being blocked some sort of way. Mm-hmm. So I say, okay, we'll put this out symbolically. But me and my business partner Elijah, since we're trainers, we have a professional experience, we have the academic experience, we have our network. We're going to use our platform symbolically, representationally, Sunday through Saturday, trying to put this message out that brothers, sisters, heroes, kings, queens, gods, we are the fruit of this earth, the seed of this earth, and no one's gonna come and save us. We got to save ourselves. That's right, bro. I strongly believe that. You know, not to talk down on religious people and stuff like that, but it's a saying. It goes, faith without work is dead. Man. Faith without works is dead. Yeah, so I'm a strong believer in getting out in the trenches, man, and actually doing hands-on stuff as opposed to, you know, you got a lot of, you know, religious people that sit back and say, I'm gonna put it in God's hands or Jesus' hands, and I think that's one of our biggest downfalls, man. So let me ask you this question: what age group do you target with this H&K? Initially it was just men. It was just men between, I say, 25 and 55. Mm-hmm. But because me and him, I manage gyms as well, and I'm a consultant on fitness stuff. He's still training and a nutritionist. We were working with women. We were working with non-African Americans as well, and we were working with kids. We were working with single moms. You know, and it's like, okay, how can we take what Heroes and Kings is and our message and make it transition into each of these different avenues? So the vision going forward is definitely just traveling around this country, traveling around this world. One, symbolically letting the world see that there's black men that can do more than what the stereotype and the narrative is. And two, that we're making a contribution and we're going to give back to this world, and we're not asking for anything. We're going to give back.
Right.
We're going to invest in our community. We're going to share our knowledge, and in return, value what we're bringing to the table. Because we've been giving it away for free.
Yeah,
we give it away for free, but in a weird way, our community don't value sometimes what is free. So we'll put a charge on it. We'll make it $1 or $5 or whatever the case may be, just so there's an exchange. Because we are in a capitalist country.
Yeah, exactly.
I have a problem with nonprofit, sort of to speak, because nonprofits are really for profit. You know, I went to Morehouse. I was an econ major. I'm an MBA and a Six Sigma.
Okay.
So I understand capitalism, business, microeconomics, and macroeconomics.
Okay.
We live in a capitalist system, but we're going through a challenge here where individuals don't want us to have capital.
Right, right. I heard you mention a minute ago that you was a trainer, certified trainer.
Yes, sir.
How long have you been training, for one, and do you think that mentally, if you're going to be prepared mentally for this world, then you have to be prepared physically first? Does it start with health? Does everything start with health? Because that's what I believe. I believe that what you put into your body is what you're going to push out into this world.
I so agree, bro. It's literally been early on, and I won't even say this as a hypocrite. Early on, it was for baseball and football, just getting in shape. And then me going through what I went through was the best thing that ever happened. Going into corporate America, not taking care of myself, getting busy with kids, wife, family, stress, and just everyday life was probably the best thing that ever happened to me. Because once I stepped away from corporate America and had a great black doctor who kept it real with me, he said, Glenn, I see your waist go from 30 to 38. I see your family. I got to prescribe these medicines for you. But if you do these things, drink water, exercise, and eat right, you don't need these medicines.
Right.
But 99% of people don't do what they need to do.
Right.
So just like you, on another level, what you just said is physical and health is also mental.
Right.
And what I say, not only is what you eat affects how you are, it's what you take into your heart and your spirit. So I don't watch TV. I'll go on YouTube and watch motivational stuff. Les Brown, Dr. Eric Thomas, the brother David Goggins, the Navy SEAL.
Right.
I'll watch that kind of stuff because I'm trying to feed a different type of nourishment to my soul.
Right, into your mental.
Into my mental. So, because I know whatever I eat, what's going to come out of me is going to be what I've been eating. And if I'm eating junk going to come out of me.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
So let me ask you this. In today's world, do you think the state of mind that we're in right now, do you think is actually reversible, where we can reverse this mind state that we have? Or do you think it's, we too far gone to come back?
Now, I'm hopeful.
As a people.
I'm optimistic. I'm hopeful. What kind of scares me, I'm so well read, but I continue to read and learn, where I've read Charles Darwin and understand adaptation and evolution. I've read Abraham Maslow, where I understand the self-actualization of needs.
I like to come dig into your library.
And that pyramid and that structure. And so I recognize we have been programmed and hypnotized for 400 years. And it continues every day, And
being that we've been hypnotized and programmed for 400 years, we have to realize that it's going to take just as long to reprogram our minds.
Yep.
So, talk about some of the things that we can start doing as a people to deprogram and reprogram our minds.
First thing we got to do is stop watching TV. We got to stop watching TV. We have to sometimes, which I think technology is the equalizer, but it can also be a poison as well.
Right.
You know, this whole thing with Popeyes and the whole chicken thing.
Oh my goodness.
You know,
That broke my heart, bro. I ain't gonna lie, that broke my heart, bro.
For me, I understand it from a capitalist standpoint, from a marketing standpoint, but I understand it why we're doing it. But then I take a step back and say, you know what, this is good. We're supposed to be emotional about this, because if we weren't emotional, that means our spirits are dead.
Exactly.
So for those folks standing in line, that's all well and good for them. For those of us that disappoints us, that's good, but we got to take that and do something with it.
Right.
You know?
Understood. Okay, let me get your take, man. In recent stuff that's going on in the world, what's your take on this whole Jay-Z making deals with the NFL thing, bro? I want to get your insight on that, because I feel a certain way about it. And, you know, I've been getting a lot of kickback from, you know, a lot of my brothers and sisters, you know, calling Jay-Z a sellout. You know what I'm saying? So what's your take? Give them some insight on what your take is on that, bro.
I'm going to break it down in 3 parts. On the first part, your contribution has to always outweigh your criticism.
Right.
I think Jay-Z's...
Wow. That's the, hold on. Say that one more time, bro. Look in the camera and say that, bro.
Your contribution has to always outweigh your criticism. So,
in other words, quit running your mouth if you ain't doing nothing about it. If you sitting on the sideline and you ain't in there in the game and in the trenches, you ain't got no right to be talking. All right, go ahead and continue, brother.
And it's literally that. A lot of folks hate on what happened with Steve Harvey and Trump, and I'll get back to Jay-Z.
Yeah.
But I know Steve Harvey does a lot. He contributes a lot.
Yeah.
So brothers might make missteps, and I'm old enough to understand where Steve Harvey come from. I'm also been in the hood enough to know where Jay-Z and Kaepernick are coming from.
Yeah.
And the bigger picture about the NFL, there's nothing wrong with the NFL. What's wrong is society.
Right.
Because brothers don't have enough options.
Right.
Even me, I only thought about football and baseball. But luckily, my mom and dad bought the Encyclopedia Britannica, and I read it A through Z before I was 10 years old. And so before we can go out and play baseball and football, we had to read.
Right.
Before we can go out and play, did your teacher give you some homework? Is it done? So I didn't realize I had that option, but when I got hurt, that option, the other option had to come open to me. And so what's happening with the NFL, and we make this analogy that it's a plantation and it's symbolically on a certain level, the owners are playing that role, but it's not a plantation. There's nothing that's going on in 2019 that compares to a plantation in the 1800s. Nothing.
Right.
And once brothers understand that and how tough those folks are and were, then you know where your energy and spirit should come from. Because if you're thinking about what those individuals went through then, there's nothing in this world you can't do.
Exactly.
There's nothing in this world you can't do. So I'm not hating on... I think the problem with Jay's... I think the issue that happened with him is the timing. The timing. What he told brothers to do during the Super Bowl, brothers and sisters to do during Super Bowl. The NFL needs Jay-Z. Jay-Z doesn't need the NFL.
Right, exactly. He said that in the song too.
And that's the issue. He don't need the NFL.
Right.
He doesn't need the NFL.
Right.
Why is being an owner of an NFL team the end all be all?
Right.
And as I'm thinking about that, I'm thinking about Ice Cube in the Big Three.
Right.
Why
He started his own.
Why are you worrying about getting in the NBA?
Yeah.
Let me create my own league.
Yeah.
Let
Exactly.
me create my own league. They got the lingerie football league. Create your own league.
True.
Create your own league.
Okay.
I'll tell you this. I know enough about football history, Deacon Jones, Alan Page, all these old guys, that most of the first brothers playing in the NFL came out of HBCUs.
Right, exactly.
And until the USC went and whipped Alabama's behind, that's when the SEC said, you know what, we got to start getting more brothers on our team.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, so there's been a dynamics that's changed in college football with the Paul, and that whole thing they want to do to keep agents out.
Yeah.
But there's been a whole dynamic that's changed with the NFL as well.
Right.
So the problem with the NFL ain't the NFL. The problem with the NFL is the society.
Yeah, I got you on that too, bro. Now back to the Heroes and Kings brand.
Yep.
Let's talk about Heroes and Kings as far as I know you mentioned kids, looking up to their fathers and stuff like that. We're kings to our sons.
Yep.
What's your take on absentee father in the black household, and how do you think we can shift that to where we get more fathers involved in their children's lives? Because a lot of brothers that I talk to and that I know, is some of them. It's not all about being a what you call it, what's the word I'm thinking of, absentee father. Some brothers want to be a part of their father, of their kids' lives. But it's that relationship that they have with the mother.
True.
And sometimes the mother makes it harder for the father to be involved in their child's life.
True.
So speak on that, if you will, brother.
Man, I'm blessed to be married 22 years coming in October, and I have a son and a daughter. And also, what I do get is young brothers who are just getting married, just having kids, and asking me about fatherhood and relationship stuff and how that all works. I had to learn how to separate African American women from material things. I could not look at. Early on, I looked at a sister just like I looked at a hot rod as a thing, and that's not on her. That's on me.
Exactly.
The second part of that too was I no longer had to look at this sister just as a sexual object. She's a human being first, and I need to look at where is this relationship where we communicate on a human level first before we get to these other areas. And for me, being out in those sisters that don't operate like that, I had to give her 50 feet because we have the seed. We are the seed. We're the one that's going to put that next life into this world that can make a difference. So we have to become more responsible on who we plant that seed with.
Right, exactly.
That's on us. So the brothers, when we do make that mistake and not having shown some discretion, we have to take a step back and realize that it ain't about her anymore. It's about what we've created in this world, what life we put on this world, on this earth. And I'm literally right now, I got a brother I'm working with right now. I just had a son, had a baby, and he reached out to his wife and said, "Hey, I'm depressed. I'm feeling depressed." And she reached out to a girlfriend of mine, a business partner of mine, and she reached out to me, "Hey, Glenn, I know this young father going through some stuff." And like I was telling Jay early on, I said, I can relate to my brother, but at the same time, I couldn't because I'm about as alpha as I can get, and where I can't find a way, I'm gonna make a way.
Right. Exactly.
And so me getting this new certification I just got, it made me understand that I can't tell somebody how to be or do. They have to look into themselves,
learn on their own,
and learn on their own.
Yeah.
Learn on their own. And brothers dealing with a sister that's just combative, so on and so forth, they got to put things in place where maybe when he go pick up his son, call law enforcement. Hey, I want to go pick up my daughter or son.
Yeah.
Call social services.
Yeah.
Call family. Call what is it? Women and children or family services.
Yeah.
Call them all and show a pattern over time that you're trying to be involved.
Right.
Because that's literally what it is. You can't, like we said, you can't talk about it. You can't try one time and say, "Oh, she's not letting me do such and such and such." Go through the bureaucratic process.
Yeah. And I know with Heroes and Kings, you spoke on, I read your bio, and it spoke on mentorship.
Yep.
For brothers, young brothers and sisters.
Yep.
Explain to them how they can get involved in that with you. How can they get that information from you?
We literally have a podcast. We have a podcast, and we have contact information. That's Heroes and Kings at Gmail. We have a contact letter right on that form. On our Heroes and Kings.world page, we have a contact form as well. I'm speaking at churches, and we're getting ready to roll out H&K Total Wellness and Mighty Networks. We're going to do it on Mighty Networks. And we're going to build a community where they can reach out to me, Elijah, and I got a few other brothers in different niches, depending on what it is, entrepreneurship. They may need an attorney, accounting, how to buy a home, how to be an investor in flipping homes. I want to be a writer. I want to be an artist. So I have a network. I want to go to college. I want to go to school. So I got a network of brothers and sisters in all these areas where if they reach out to me, I can be able to send them to this person that can help them.
Right, that's good. So go ahead. I see you got your clothing line here and your apparel here. Go ahead and explain to the people where they can find your merchandise at. Do you have an IG page, a social media page, website, phone number, whatever?
Yep, we have all of that. You can find us at heroesandkings.world, and you can find us at heroesandkings.com. Our domain is .world because me and Elijah said we're going for the world. We're not just trying to go for the United States. And so even if you do .com, you'll find us at heroesandkings.world. We're on Facebook, Instagram, Tumblr, and Pinterest.
What is it on? What's your IG?
It is heroesandkings.world. Heroes and Kings.
Heroes and Kings on IG.
And it's Heroes and Kings with a Z.
Okay, so heroesandkings.world, heroesandkings.com, and on IGs is Heroes and Kings. Yeah, so this is my man Glenn D. Andrews, and this was our guest today on Power to the People. Thank you for tuning in.